What's going on, everyone? Train Freak here, and today we are going to watch train number 62. This is a local coming out of Brinkley, and it's coming through Hickory Ridge right now, which you can see the Shack of Sit building in the background and a mock-up of Juicy J's Meat Company in the background. But today's layout update, we've got a couple of scenery items that I'm wanting to share with you that my friend John has worked on. And then also, I have gotten a lot of track done at Brinkley. So stay tuned and I'll share it with you. Alright, so let me show you what we done. My friend John, who, did the barn and stuff, detailed it. He's like, we're missing something. So he scratch built me an outhouse. And I think he did a really, really good job on it. So it's glued in place. And I thought it'd be pretty funny to put my Volkswagen, I think it's like a 55, 56, 57 model Volkswagen minibus between the light pole and the outhouse. So he's kind of camping or loafing or whatever you want to call it, trying to use up, so he's got an outhouse to use when he needs it. So that's the only thing we did on this side. Let me show you what else John worked on. Alright, so here's the other thing John worked on. I actually went to Hobbytown one day and I saw this kit in the store. And I was like, that would be pretty cool to put on the layout. So I was showing it to John, and John was like, yeah, I want to put that together for you. And of course, I'm not going to say no. He's wanting to help with the layout. I'm like, if you want to help, hey, by all means. But I told him, I said I had envisioned that I wanted a pink donut. Because I was thinking like, The Simpsons. That's what Homer Simpson always ate, was pink donuts. And so he was like, well, why don't we call it Homer's? So I got to be gentle with it because the roof is not glued on right now. But I made the sign on the side from Canva. And then I saved it and emailed it to John. And then he made several different sizes to see exactly where he wanted it printed. So this is Homer's Donuts. It's actually going to go right over here beside the Piggly Wiggly, and this side here is going to butt up to it. So the front here won't be facing the road, but I was thinking if I had a road coming into town, this donut's going to be one of the first things they see, which I thought would be pretty cool. Now, John went a little further than just putting the kit together. So I'm going to take the donut off, so that way I can show you what all he did on the inside. So we did add some lighting to it, but he also added, I don't know how well you can see that, but all of the details on the inside, the racks of donuts and whatnot, he added that. So it's like the only thing that I need to put in here is a couple of people that are servicing the windows. So that's another reason why we did not glue the roof on yet. We might do it later. But yeah, that's these are the projects that John, my friend, has been working on. So I think he does an amazing job on the detail portion. He's not into model railroading at all. He's not into running the trains, but he loves doing detail work. One of the other jobs he did was he did the little wiener sign for me, welcome to Wiener, and he actually took this. This is a 3D printed depot from Jimmy DIY and Digital. This is one of his models of the month. And John actually painted it and detailed it as well, and we added some lights to it. And I don't think the lights are currently hooked up on it. I still got some stuff to do in this area before we start hooking, lighted buildings and whatnot up. So still a few more things to figure out. But yeah, I think he did an excellent job on the donut shop. So it's, like I said, it's going to go back over there, and then I will have a few houses over here, and trying to figure out where I'm going to make this road go exactly. So let's go on over to Brinkley and I'll show you what I've been working on. Alright, so now we're over at Brinkley, so I'm going to go ahead and explain a few things. I still have this holding up because I got to go get some more wood for the underbracing, so this is not supported underneath. So besides it being screwed in the wall, this clamp and this 1x4 that's going all the way to the floor is the only thing that's really holding this up. Of course, the ends are going to be a lot more stable than the center, and that's because the ends are screwed into studs on that end, and of course this end. Alright, so huge thanks to Ken Amos. He sent me some of the track bumpers, which I've been waiting on. So I got those, and since I got those put in place, now I've got the interchange yard done. We've got 4 tracks. Now we have 3 trains that are eventually going to be servicing this interchange. We will have a local out of Jonesboro, which is the upper staging. That's one of the locals. That's him right there. That was the local that you saw earlier. He actually grabbed his cars and got out. Of course, the Rock Island local, who's made his way in, he's already dropped all the cars off, and now he's waiting on orders to see what needs picked up at the industries here and what cars need picked up out of the yard, so he can head back to Little Rock, which is the staging that is located on the other side of that stud wall. And yes, I will, like I said, I will eventually get masonite and stuff up there, and that way when he comes out, you can't see him behind the stud wall. So, haven't got there yet. Of course, you know, cost of everything is going up, and that doesn't help. But I went ahead, got all the track work done. So let me explain it all, so that way you have the same idea that I have. Alright, so where this cotton belt box car is sitting, I haven't got this finished, and that's because I need to put a building in before I figure out exactly how long this track's going to be. It's going to be a single track to service Morton Salt, but Morton Salt's got 2 different industry areas. You've got the elevator here that would accept you know, 2 bay covered hoppers like that guy back there on track 2. But you've also got, you know, Morton Salt's going to be shipping stuff out. So there's going to be a building to the front of it that's going to have a dock off to the side. So I need to know exactly how long that building's going to be before I figure out exactly where the elevator is going. And as far as like a reach, I mean, I can easily reach here without knocking anything over. So, and I can get closer to the layout if I need to. Alright, so 4 interchange tracks. So that way you can see it. We got 4 tracks. The first 3 tracks are for all types of rolling stock and whatnot. This 4th track is for the locomotives and the cabooses for termination only. So the way I've got JMRI ops set up is one local is actually 2 separate trains. So we have train 61, that's actually 62. 61 would come in, all right, and once it finishes, it's supposed to terminate the locomotive and the caboose on track 4. Now the reason why I'm not putting any cars or anything on that, because it's also acting as a lead, because as you can see right here, we have a track going that way that ends, but this is also the runaround. So I needed a pretty good long lead for that. And also, this track here is what gets you into the 3 industries. So it's a lead for Morton Salt, an unnamed textile plant. Patreons, I will get. I know we came up with names, but I don't think we ever voted on one. So Patreon members that are, I'm going to say conductor, it's a $5 a month or higher, will get to vote on the name for that industry. And then Fresh and Funky Produce is going to be way down there. So 3 industries. Rock Island's the only one that can service it. All right. Now here I have this one also set up as a interchange track. This is going to be the ice dock. Reason being because my Cotton Belt locals will all run first. And then later in the evening, the Rock Island local comes in. And, you know, if the Rock Island is bringing dressed meats in a reefer car, well, we don't want to leave it just sitting on a regular track where the meats will thaw out overnight. We need to be able to re-ice those cars until the Jonesboro Brinkley local, or train 61, comes in. And then train 62 will actually pick those reefer cars up. So John's actually scratch building a building for this, and he's working on it right now. And he gave me the dimensions. It's going to be 17 inches long and 2 inches deep. But that's going to be the ice house and dock, so they actually make their own ice, which I think is pretty cool. And I might put like a truck or something so that way, well, probably not, because Fresh and Funky receives produce. They're not going to ship any out. They ship out canned fruits and vegetables. So, all right. So let's explain some rules. So this is the Cotton Belt main line here. This is the Rock Island main line that goes off to the Abyss, which would be Memphis. But there is a turnout right up there. And then, of course, the Rock Island line just keeps going. Cotton Belt past the interchange is actually going to curve to the left in front of the stud wall. I just don't have the 1x4s to start building bench work and the plywood to put on it yet. So just keep that in mind. The Cotton Belt can use this track here. However, it's not allowed to hit that turnout. Okay? Rock Island is not allowed to use this track here at all. So the Rock Island locomotive cannot go on the Cotton Belt's main line, and the Cotton Belt cannot go on the Rock Island's main line. However, if it needs to run around, it can use this track, and then there will be a signal that it has to stay behind. So, but yeah, that's going to be kind of the rules for switching this area in and out. But that's pretty much it as far as what I've worked on. All the tracks or the main lines are all wired up. I'm having, you know, dead issues here on this number 4, which is pretty common. But I went ahead and you can see the brass screws. So it's got a wire down in there, and all of my turnouts are that way. You can see that one, that one. I mean, every single one of them's got a brass screw with a wire going down to. It's just until I get the tortoises put in, I can't, you know, juice the frogs. And I'm not having issues with number 6s, but that number 4 right there is giving me a little issue. And I didn't think it would be a big deal since there's, no 6-axle locomotive is going to be going on it. Because if I was to run a later era, you're not going to have ice bunk reefers. You know, those kind of went away in the 60s from my understanding. So they might have still used them to ship things like root crops, which didn't really need refrigeration as much. But by then everything started turning into mechanical refrigeration. So, but yeah, other than that, that's kind of where we're at with the track. So I hope you enjoyed this update. I've got more to come. We've got another rail fanning video coming out on Wednesday, and we have our third yep. We got radio chatter. Okay, so he's done. But speaking of this locomotive, we've got our third video on the JMRI, programming the JMRI operations. And this Friday we will be talking about adding locomotives, and that's going to be the star of that episode. Because y'all saw the caboose last time and a few of the different cars. So, but yeah, if you're interested in the JMRI setup for ops, it's there for you if you need it. So I don't expect you all to watch it, but you know, it is what it is. All right. I think I'm carrying on a little too much, so I'm just going to go ahead and let y'all go. Y'all have a great week, and happy railroading.